right, so hi Minho. So thanks for doing this. You made a project about a year ago. This is a Angry Birds clone, right? Can you just talk a little bit more about what you did here?
So in the classes we made during the class we made an Angry Birds clone. It wasn't very accurate to the real Angry Birds. And I used to love Angry Birds. Angry Birds was my childhood, so I couldn't let that slide. So when it was a project, right?
Yes.
When it's a project, I have to fix the Angry Birds. I have to make the Angry Birds better. So I tried my best to do that.
So let me just go and run it and sort of play with it a little bit. So you're gonna have like the splash screen to like a pretty accurate degree, which I find really impressive. Talk about like what else like you really paid attention to.
Okay.
When you were trying to replicate it.
So if you notice here, all the different birds, they're always there. It's just whether or not they're visible. And they used to all be sprites, and then each individual, and I would make a different function for each. So like you see, there's like shoot and run within the bird class. Because now I use a bird class, but I used to use a sprite, and I used to have a different function for red shooting, blue shooting, Chuck shooting, Terra shooting. And then once I got to around like the green bird, I realized that's super inefficient. So I instead used a class. And then I still have the old one where I used I don't know, I'll find it later. I still have the old one where I used individual functions for each bird.
Okay. Talk about the physics a little bit. So like you even have like the thing falling down at the beginning, right? The sticks, right?
Yeah.
How did you make the physics?
Okay. So the bird physics, the bird moving is mostly borrowed from the project we made earlier the year.
Yeah.
But so the gravity, they just move down until I learned this from before I took this class. I used to code a lot in Scratch, and I used to make a lot of stuff like this. So they would move down until they hit something that they shouldn't be hitting, like the ground or a pig or another board, and then it would move up until it wasn't hitting anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
And then so that's for the gravity. And then if a bird hits it, then it would just match the speed of the bird or go in the same direction as the bird.
Okay.
As the speed. It makes it a bit unrealistic, but nobody will notice. It's fine. And if the speed is too much, then if the pig gets hit by the bird and the speed is too much, the pig will pop or just disappear because I was too lazy to make a popping animation.
Got it. How much time did you spend on this?
So this is actually different from what I submitted as my project because I worked on it like for a little bit after the project was due. So I don't feel like it's inaccurate to say a lot of time.
Give me like number of hours. 20.
Maybe a bit less than 18.
All right, yeah. Cool. Anything else you want to talk about?
Currently, I'm trying to add that like white dot thing. That I was going to add that the white dot thing that showed like the trajectory.
Oh, okay.
I never figured out how to do it, so
got it.
That doesn't exist.
Yeah. Can you talk maybe about like the different types of just maybe like pick one of them, like any one that you find interesting, like how.
So the red bird, the big red bird, the exploding one, the silver one, and the orange one, they're the like little click abilities. They're like super complicated. Like this one's supposed to expand, and I don't want to do that. This one's supposed to like flip around, and I tried to do that, but I failed. This one's supposed to explode, which is super complicated, and these two just don't have one in general. And so I didn't really have to do anything with that. I just had to like replace the design or like replace the URL that they access, and then boom, it's a new bird. But for these three, or no, yeah, these three, the green one, the yellow one, and the blue one, I had to code each of the abilities to activate when you press the button.
So for example, the blue one, right? So
the blue one, when you click, it splits into 3.
Okay, so how did you do that?
I tried to make like temporary clones and then delete the clones, but it was too lazy, so I just made 3 of them.
Okay.
Because if no, if they were all exactly the same, they would be all on top of each other and look like one. But if you click, it separates them so that it looks like the 2 magically appeared while they were really there the entire time.
Got it.
Okay, and for the yellow one, I just made it move very fast.
Yeah.
I just like increased its speed. The green one was probably the hardest. It's not perfect. It just sort of like starts.
Boomerang.
Yeah, it's supposed to like go like a boomerang
Mhm.
and like keep going, just turn around. So, but I just had it like rotate and just go backwards, and it sort of goes down, but not like in the way you'd expect. This was probably the hardest. But, and it has like issues, like it slows down if you get too far to the left. Like, I don't know, I can't remember it, but
Yeah, that's fine. Cool. So yes, thank you, Mino, for doing this, and yeah, look forward to see other projects that you do in the future as well.
alright, thank you.
Yep.